Welcome to LettiSpeaks, where we turn pain into passion and find meaning through experience. Every day is a new day to find joy in the moment and live life abundantly. We speak and we listen and we don't take it lightly. Let's jump in and see what Spirit has to say. Good evening. Welcome to tonight's reading. And so we're going to do a general spread and find out what the energies are. This will be our second spread for the evening. This one won't be free flow. This one will follow a format. And so let's jump in. If you are liking the content, please subscribe, like, share, comment. There's also a couple of other ways that you can support down in the description box. All forms of support helps the channel to grow, of which I'm so appreciative of. So thank you for stopping by. If this is your first time, I'm Letty. Again, make sure you subscribe, hit that bell so you'll be notified when a new video comes forward. If you're returning, hey, how you doing? Welcome back. And so I am using a brand new deck today. This is the Tarot of Oppositions. So it's a new tarot deck. For this spread, I'll also be using my Wisdom of Hidden Realms Oracle deck. And I'll be just simply clarifying with the original Rider-Waite's tarot deck, okay? And I may pull some tea leaf cards. We'll see what the energies call for, okay? So welcome. Let's get started. What is the energy for this late night read? Spirit, lead me where my trust is. What is the energy for tonight, Spirit? Three of Cups. And it is the shadow side of the Three of Cups. I may be referring to my little book. Every deck holds different intentions through the cards. And so every deck is just a little bit different, and it's always a good thing to try to keep the intention of the deck creator, right? And so I may be using this quite a bit tonight. And so for the Three of Cups, the shadow side, so this energy brings up a little bit, being that the Three of Cups is in the shadow side, there may be a need to really be attentive to the connections that you have right now. There may be some contention rising or possibility of contention coming through either couples that you're associated with. This could be individuals within your family or surrounding your immediate environment. And this is saying there could be some contention. So let's see. We'll go ahead and clarify that, okay? That's the overall energy of this reading. The Three of Cups, the shadow side. And so there's a little bit of contention with your connections. Those that surround you in a supportive way. So let's see. So there could be some energy coming in to help resolve any contentions, right? Whether that's facing it head on, being open and honest, or it could also be, if it's not something that is worth resolving, it could be just moving on and focusing on something else. But let's see. We're going to move forward. Ooh. So whatever this is, we have the devil in the, if we could see that, the block position. So any resolutions that would come in, I feel like the devil would be the challenge there. And it is in the shadow side. So let's see. And so it's almost like the energy of being tested or tempted in some type of way. You could be someone who defies the norm, right? And so it places you in a very sensitive position, right? Because you're already at odds, because you kind of walk to the beat of your own drum already. And so the challenge here, or why this is in a challenge position, is like the energy of temptation, right? And whereas this resolution could possibly have a few different avenues to resolve this conflict, the devil says that you may have kind of lost sight of the light within you for some reason. And this could have something to do with either being obsessively attracted to someone or outside of yourself, or it could have something to do with like addictive tendencies or substance abuse. Maybe enslavement to something like money and power, material things. And it almost feels like for me, it feels like just a level of self-serving, right? Whereas if there was a solution to this issue that would arise with the Three of Cups in the shadow side, you wouldn't necessarily do what's best for everybody. You would choose something that would be good for yourself. That would be the block or the challenge here. And we will clarify. So let's move forward here. Right now, you could be really, and I'll try my best to show these. I have to tilt them so that they don't get the glare of the light. Right now with the moon card, I feel like mentally you could be in a very dreamlike energy, a dreamlike state. You could be wanting lots of answers to things that are hidden. You could also be thinking about how you can find answers. That could be very well deep on your mind right now. You could be having lots of dreams and just really in thought about the dreams and what they mean. You could also be concerned, for some of you, of being caught up in illusions. That's what I'm getting. Mentally, that's where your focus is right now. What's coming towards you is the sun. Lots of satisfaction, lots of happiness and contentment. This is definitely the energy of being in a place where you are fulfilled. The sun represents the most happiest, joyful card in the deck. And so this energy is approaching you. That's a good sign. That's really good. And so this is the energy approaching you right now. And this could be something that's going to allow you to feel safe, feel comfortable, feel taken care of, possibly offer some of the happiest, the happiest days of your life, okay? That's the kind of energy the sun brings. That makes me excited. The supportive energies right now, I do have the Ace of Swords, but it's the shadow side. And this is coming in as a supportive energy, interestingly. Let's see what that is. So it's saying to stand in your truth, access your power, don't back down in the light of conflict or confrontations. Don't give your power away, is what that's saying. Use your power and your wit. That doesn't mean be aggressive or slip into vainglory, right? Or abuse your power, right? Looking for a reason to start something. That's not what that means. Because that would be an invitation for others to do that to you and exploit you, right? And so maintain the level of integrity, yet stand in your power, stand in your truth, in your integrity, in your wit. Keep your wit about you as well. That's going to actually be the supporting energy. It is the supporting energy. I'm speaking in present terms right now. And so in this conflict right now, you could actually not be backing down. You could be standing firm, standing your ground, but also keeping a level of integrity about yourself as well. I feel like you could be someone who values people. You value people and love and the connection and relationships. And so that's the energy I'm getting here. And it's supporting energy for you. So that would be a good energy to stay in because that's supporting you here. There was some type of conflict in the past. The Five of Wands, which makes sense. There's something that happened in the past that presented some type of conflict or some disagreement, or there was some battle of principles that happened. That's what I'm feeling here. And it may very well have a lot to do with this conflict. The energy of couples is coming up for me, or couples or people that are in your close connections, right? The Three of Cups talks about people that are close to you, possibly people that celebrate with you, people that eat and drink with you, people that you would probably be a little intimate with as well. And so your current energy is the Two of Wands. It's on the light side of the Two of Wands. And so you could find yourself in a situation where you're in a moment right now in this current energy, and you're trying to decide something. I feel like there isn't a decision that's being made here on how you're going to move forward with something. Or how you will move towards the success that you are desiring. I feel like you are very success minded, success oriented. You could be someone who is a very high achiever as well. You are a constant learner, constantly moving to, from thing to thing that will keep you growing and learning and sharp and challenged. Yeah. And you run with things. That's the energy you're in. Like whatever you're doing right now, it's almost like you are thinking, how can I run with this? How can I take this to the fullest extent and get the most out of it? There's some decision that you're making, or you actually could be moving forward in that energy with what you're doing right now. Very motivated energy. In your current environment, it's almost like that same energy. It's mastery energy. I feel like your environment is very likely to resemble this energy that you're in. And so you could have things around that remind you to stay focused, that remind you to keep challenging yourself or keep growing, right? I see this very focused energy. The Eight of Pentacles is actually mastery energy. It goes past the learning, past the practical, to actually mastering what it is that you're doing. And so being that this shows up in your environment, you use your environment to motivate you, to challenge you, to remind you to stay on your P's and Q's. Your environment is symbolic of that. In the hopes and fears, we have the Justice, but it's the dark side of the Justice. And it almost feels like a bit of relaxed standards. That's what it almost feels like to me. But let's see. Let's see. And so in the hopes and fears, and so in the hopes and fears, this energy is the energy of considering failure. Not that you are a failure or what you're doing has failed, but it's the possibility of it and the possibility of being judged, right? Not that that's important. And so in the hopes and fears, you may have a fear of kind of like being judged for something, is what I'm getting. Or a fear of failure in what you're doing is what I'm getting. But we'll clarify that too. Let's see what the outcome is going to be. So I have the Knight of Swords and the Ace of Cups, both in the upright. And so the outcome is very well going to be one filled with passion and stamina, like unstoppable energy is what I'm getting. Okay? Unstoppable energy, basically. So we're going to do some clarifications here, which means that we'll go more in depth as we look at each of these cards. We're going to get a little more information and see if we can be more specific. On what these energies represent for you. And so overall with this reading, I feel like when it's all said and done with the Ace of Cups and the Knight of Swords, like you will be victorious. You'll move past this, whatever this is, this conflict with the Three of Cups, right? It's almost like the energy of conflict within your inner groups. But let's see what this is for you. So what does this Three of Swords in the shadow side, what does that mean? Three of Swords. So I feel like you have, with the Four of Cups and the Seven of Cups, like you're very guarded. You're very pulled back. You could have actually removed your energy, and that may in fact be the conflict. And you're looking for something or someone else other than what's there, right? That could definitely be the conflict. Or you're very skeptical with who you allow to come close to you at this time. From the Three of Cups to the Four of Cups, and the Four of Cups is withdrawn. As you can see, he's being offered the cup, but he doesn't want it, right? And so that could be the conflict here. Is there something that you pulled yourself away from? And you may actually be looking for something else. So it's almost in a sense of you could have rejected someone and they feel that, right? Which created this level of conflict. But I don't feel like the rejection has as much to do with them as it has to do with you. You are looking for something. You're looking for something else other than what's being offered or what's there currently. Yeah, I do sense a bit of dissatisfaction as she's looking out, even looking at the scene, like the vase is broken, like she realizes, or he, if this is a she or a he, that it's unacceptable. The current setup, the broken vase, everything has kind of wilted. It's almost like the season where everything has died, There's no vibrancy in the current reality or what is being looked at. And so you're looking for something more, because I don't feel like there is a level of contentment that you're feeling with where you are. It's like lackluster, right? I mean, it's livable, but is it something to keep you engaged and allow you a sense of passion? Probably not. And you have every right to want something more, right? Who says that you always have to receive what you're being given? Who said that? Right? It's okay to say, no, thank you. I'll wait, or no, thank you. That no longer is acceptable. I'm looking for something a little bit more high standard, when it comes to relationships and people that I will pour my energy into or allow my energy to be open to. That's okay. That's okay. But let's see why the devil is in the challenging or the blocked position here. Why is the devil sitting here in the blocked position? Why is the devil here? Because whoever it is that you have declined access is eager to come in. The Eight of Wands and the Strength, right? They're eager to come in with the Eight of Wands here. The Strength is the energy that you have displayed, but the devil represents a level of temptation, right? Though you may have made the decision that you desire something with a higher standard, something more, I feel like there could be inklings here and there of possibly wanting to go back just to see if it has changed, if they have changed, if things have changed, right? That's the energy of the devil. It's the very alluring energy, And it's almost like there is the energy that's waiting for you to come back and see. You've been strong and you've stayed away, but this energy, it has been waiting to quickly come back in. Strongly come back in, right? Whoever this is, they lie at the door waiting for the door to be opened again so that they can rush back in real quick, like a strong wind. And that is the challenge, because you've already determined that your current circumstances is not, it doesn't offer what it is that you need. Yet it's there and waiting to be let back in, right? And it may in fact even attempt to block the position of you being able to go out and receive what it is that you know you are deserving of. It doesn't have to be love. It could be. That Three of Cups could even represent a third-party relationship, you know, being stuck, right? Knowing about this and not having the, or feeling like it's hard to completely remove yourself from that position, from that situation. And of course, the devil represents the energy of bondage, of making you believe that you can't go. You see the chain, right? Making you believe that you can't go. But we all know that's a lie. No, and there could be things in the physical that tie you to this situation. That could be it too. Doesn't have to be. But it's almost like the energy of right when it's realized that you have the strength to move forward and be victorious, it comes back in just long enough to get you back under the grips, right? To where you feel like you can't go. Just soon as you feel like, you know, you're strong enough to go forward and make it on your own, then that energy just zooms back in there real quick and fastens itself to you so that you can't go far. Yeah. I'm feeling a very defensive energy too. So it's almost like, you know, deep down subconsciously, you know what this is. It's almost like a cycle type of energy. So on your mind was the moon, right? That was on your mind. And it was the bright side of the moon. And so the moon represents, again, we said that that was a very dreamlike energy. It's sometimes a delusional energy. It's almost like it could be like a distorted intuition that causes you to be just a little bit off when you're making choices. But it is in the right side up. It was in the bright side. And so it's on your mind is immersing yourself in your unconscious and being able to take comfort in being there. Right? Being able to listen to your inner voice, to your intuition, that feminine energy that's given off by the moon. And taking comfort in that, right? And so there is a level of on your mind is being comforted by that part of you and being able to trust and be enveloped, right, with the certainty of what it is that you have here within yourself, being able to trust and comfort yourself. Like you may very well feel very connected mentally and intuitively right now. And even though others may not see it, you have a very strong belief in what it is that you think and feel within yourself right now about yourself. And others, this may even extend to others. You may have a very strong intuition, right? And it may even scare you right now because you know things and you know that you know it, even though by looking at it, there's no rational reason why you should know it, but you know that you know what is true. And so there's this heightened level of intuition right now that you're aware of. You could be seeing things that you're not supposed to see right now. You're thinking about that really heavy right now. But I do want to find out, why is the moon here on my viewer's mind? Why is the moon here? We have the Hierophant and the Four of Pentacles and the High Priestess. Just looking at the High Priestess and the Hierophant, it's making me feel like this is like a spiritual connection of sorts. This is high level. So there is some connection that you could have spiritually. This could even be something that you have pulled away from, because I am getting couples. So this is some aspect of something to do with something spiritual, right? Spiritual, something to do with some type of relationship spiritually. And someone has pulled back from someone as it pertains to a connection. What is this? So what is this? What is this, Spirit? With this moon energy. I feel like this is something you're not necessarily supposed to know. But you do know it. It's been uncovered, right? What would normally be hidden with the moon, you know, it's been uncovered with the sun, and it weighs heavy on your heart. And you've carried this. This could very well be what has caused you to withdraw from these relationships. But I'm going to leave it there because whatever it is hidden. But I feel like you know. You may not even realize how much of it you know. because remember, we're talking about moon energy, which is actually behind the veil. There are things that we can know in the spirit that's yet to be revealed in the physical, yet we know. Talking about intuition, right? And that's very much what's on your mind. Okay. Now, for the future energies, we did have the sun, right? Lots of good energy coming towards you here in the future. Now, what is the sun here? Why is the sun here for the future? So we have the Lovers and the Judgment. So there's someone, I feel like someone that's going to make you really happy, especially with the Lovers card and the Judgment, is this realization of the ultimate happiness with someone. And so someone is coming towards you. There's someone related to your future. This could be someone that you know. Let me see. Is this someone that they know already? Is this someone that they know already? Yep. You already know who this is. The Queen of Swords knows everything. So there's a level of happiness that is in your future with this sun. It has to do with love. And it's for you. Someone thinks you are very deserving of happiness. Now, yeah. I am also feeling like this is something that I'm getting justice energy. So this is something that for some reason is going to make up for all of the pain that you have been caused up to this point. That's what I feel with this sun. And I'm hearing recompense for all of the pain. So that's beautiful. Very passionate too, not only with the yellow. See all the red in this color. So whoever this is, whatever this is going to bring in a level of stability, groundedness, solid foundations, right? That's what the red represents. Completion. Number 19 is 10. This is a level of completion. And so I feel like whatever this is, whoever this is going to really bring in a level of comfort for your soul, right? If you're someone who has never felt a sense of home, this person is going to bring that energy for you. It's almost like a resting place. For the supporting energies, we have the Ace of Swords. And remember, the Ace of Swords was asking you in regards to conflict, current conflict that could arise in your present situations, that you stand in your truth, stand in your power. Now, don't go out starting nothing, but if it comes to you, stand your ground, hold your truth, right? And I feel like that needs to be said because I don't feel like I'm talking to someone who's aggressive. I feel like I'm talking to someone who could be more on the passive side, a lover, not a fighter type of energy. So much so that you have to pump yourself up to actually get in defensive posture, And so Spirit is saying that. Be in defensive posture, ready to defend yourself if necessary. But let's see what this is about. These are the supportive energies. I feel like this is as it pertains to what's coming towards you. We have the Two of Cups and the Hermit. Because you could be someone who has been in a solitary state for a while. And so as you're transitioning out, I feel like there's a lot of challenges. And I relate to that because as somebody that haven't had a lot, like over the past couple of years, I haven't been really social. I've been very hermited, and when it came to the point where Spirit was calling me out of my hermitness, it was a challenge, because I got really comfortable being in my own energy and not having to really worry about anybody else's energy, just having to worry about mine, and it's a challenge transitioning out of that mindset. And in the same way, if you're somebody that's been single for a long time, but you want to get married, there's a transition there from having to take care of yourself and then also transitioning over and opening up to share space, to be responsible for someone else other than yourself. It's a change, it's a challenge, and it's that kind of energy. But there are certain challenges that come in with that, right? It's being sensitive, but at the same time, having good boundaries, holding your rightful place, not being overcome with someone else's presence, but holding your presence, even though there's someone being added to the picture, right? There's so many different challenges with going from the Hermit to the Two of Cups, but there is a balance. There's kind of like a rhythm, I feel like is what Spirit is saying here. Being open, but also having good boundaries, And so whether that's in your personal life, whether that's when it comes to dealing with conflict, right? In every area, it's having that ability to maintain good boundaries, but also be able to entertain people in a friendly way, right? That's what's working for you. Those are supportive energies right now. And Spirit is saying, yes, keep that up. Aim for that. And not necessarily, because usually the Ace of Wands represents this energy of truth and, like awakening. But the shadow side is like being able to accept someone else's truth. It's not just about you, but being able to make room and consideration on others' behalf as well. And so this Five of Wands in the past, definitely conflict. Let's see what that was. Right? Looks like conflict to me. But 5 represents change. And there's like a change in the energy. And whatever that change was created a level of conflict. So what was that? What is this Five of Wands in the past? You could have went, immediately what I'm getting is you could have went from being someone who was the giver to sitting back and putting yourself in receiving mode. That could be confusing, right? If people are used to you being the giver and always being willing to give, and then it shifts. Now you're in receiving mode. You're no longer giving. That could be a little confusing and cause a little scatteredness in the energy, especially for those that may have had you coined as a certain way. But the 10 of coins and the Queen of Wands is what I'm getting for the clarification. And so the 10 of coins is really stability, physical stability, right? Not really having to worry about anything, having a completeness as it pertains to your existence in the world, not having to worry about anything. The Queen of Wands is very confident, very equipped energy, very stable, and very motivated energy. But it's clarifying the energy of the past, which was the Five of Wands. So you were in a position possibly where people saw you this way. You represented supportive energy for people in this way. Now, if you decided to change up and switch positions, you can see how that would cause a little bit of conflict in the energy for those that were readily dependent upon you to show up when they needed you. And all of a sudden, you just changed up, right? Yeah. And so in the past, I feel like you have been a very supportive energy for those around you. And for some reason, now that you recognize being in that position was not supportive for you, right? You were supportive for others, but it wasn't supportive for you necessarily. So because of that, you saw the need to repair your environment so that it would be conducive to your growth, right? Not just for the growth of those around you, for your growth as well. And so I guess I would be upset too if my support just up and left. But, I've always been one who have appreciated reciprocal support, right? I could never just sit back and allow someone to support me. I couldn't do it. It wouldn't sit right with my conscience. but people do it every day. And so, you know, but the fact that you woke up, that's the issue. Because somebody felt like you was like they meal ticket for life. Somebody had plans for you all the way to the very end, you know? And then the nerve of you to get up and move. Who do you think you are to get up and move positions? And make people have to get up and do something themselves. Or try to find a replacement for you, which there probably is none, right? That's the conflict in the past. But I'm so happy you got up and moved. And now you're trying to find a place of higher standard, right? I'm so glad. I'm happy for you. Because you deserve it. And some more. Now, your current energy was the Two of Wands in the light, right? So whatever you're doing right now, like you're doing it with all of your might. You know, you have high expectations again. Because as you see him, he is climbing the mountain, right? The tough side of the mountain, right? Not the side that you can actually just walk up like a hill. No, he is climbing against gravity, literally, right? This shows the type of energy that you possess as it pertains to going after what you want and moving yourself to where you want to be. This is the energy that you're in, the Two of Wands energy. Not making easy choices, but choices, whatever they may be, that's going to get you to where you want to be. What is this Two of Wands energy? Let's clarify. I have the Two of Cups again and the Hierophant. And that Hierophant came out with that moon. So I'm wondering if you aren't actually tapped in to something even concerning yourself, a future union with yourself, because the High Priestess came out and the Hierophant, which to me is a pair. It's a divine pair. But then the Four of Pentacles was in the middle. And so there could be something in the way right now. And my left ear is ringing. So I feel like my ancestors is saying something right there. They're saying right there. And so this has something to do with you being willing to position yourself and do the work for what it is that you want. For who I'm talking to, you could be desiring some type of union or some type of higher level of position or connection. And this could be someone coming in to possibly coming in to give something, right, that you need, right? You may have something that they need. They may have something that you need, where, you know, there will be this level up when it's all said and done. The Hierophant talks about leadership, responsibilities, being someone that people depend on. that could be the energy coming towards you, offering something, you know. But it's definitely coming, being that these are twos, right? Two could be significant. It's definitely coming out of that independent mindset. That's what the twos say. You're no longer by yourself, right? It's time to move forward and progress to the next level. That's the energy, being open for that. And then from an emotional standpoint, the Hierophant has been known to represent marriage. The Two of Cups has been known to represent relationships, right? For some of you who are already in relationship, this could be taking it to the next level. I'm hearing proposal. Someone could have just gotten proposed to. But it could also represent just a level of partnerships as well. So that's twofold, depending on how that resonates for you. Now, in the current energy, that Eight of Pentacles was that mastery energy in your environment. Like the environment is set up for you to excel. What is this Eight of Pentacles here? What's the Eight of Pentacles? So we have the Two of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups. See, this is leaning more and more towards, I almost feel like a little bit of relationship energy in there. Couples. And so there's a choice that's going to be made that's going to lead to your Ten of Cups, your supreme happiness. And there's that justice. Remember I was telling you I was getting that energy with the sun, what's coming towards you. All of this hard work, right, is going to show up in your environment. I feel like your very environment is changing and is going to reflect the happiness that you seek and you desire. All the hard work that you're putting in is going to be reflected in your surroundings, in your environment. Right now, somebody could be waiting on their ships to come in, and they're just kind of doing what needs to be done. We have another two out here, right? Making choices as they come up for your highest good in any situation. But overall, I feel like in your environment, success is reflected. And the choices that you make, right? Even in your attitude, and while you're waiting on things to come around, like you have a very high level of appreciation, right? It's reflected in your environment. You appreciate what you have already, right? And of course, justice is in the hopes and fears. And so it's the shadow side of the justice. I feel a lot of balance in your environment as well. Like you could be really focused on staying balanced and keeping everything balanced. Yeah. And so why is the justice here in the shadow side for hopes and fears? Why is justice here? And we talked about the fear of failure here, or the fear of judgment. Yeah, and so we have the Three of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Five of Swords, or the Three of Swords. Did I say Wands? The Three of Swords, the Five of Swords, or the Wheel of Fortune. And so definitely the Three and the Five of Swords represent that energy. It's very destructive energy for the psyche, right? The Five of Swords is combat, being willing to win at, at all costs. Three of Swords is heartbroken energy. I almost get the feel of the fear of not being possibly given back what you've lost, right? Is what I feel. There is a sense that everything that you've lost, possibly from things that happened in the past, or whatever you feel is owed to you, right, won't come, or it won't be given, or it won't be fulfilled. There's a fear that the pain that you've experienced won't be justified, right? Or everything that you're working towards or what you're waiting for, and it doesn't have to be money, it could be anything, won't come, right, as you've been promised or as you've been told, right? There is some level of trust that's waning here in the hopes and fears. Yeah. And it could be different things for different people. We all have different things that we're waiting for, different things that we're manifesting. And though we could be manifesting a lot of the same things, they may look different. The specifics may be different, And so, but I get the feel like there is like a fear of not seeing it come to pass when it's all said and done. But as we look into the conclusion, we got the Ace of Cups and the Knight of Swords. And so, first of all, the Ace of Cups says that there is a level of experience in life that's going to be above and beyond. It's almost going to be like a dream, right? Being able to live in the most exotic form of your passion, right? And then the Knight of Swords talks about doing it, right? Or understanding what that is, rather. The Knight of Swords says, get clarity around that, what that is. Or you will have clarity around that because it's the conclusion. And you will have it in all of its wonders. Let's get some clarity on the conclusion. Yep. This is beautiful. Yeah. High Priestess in Judgment. You'll know what it is, and you'll have it. The judgment was already made. You shall have it. The truth. New beginning. An awakening. One day you'll wake up and you will be living your dream. The perfect situation, right? So for someone, I love this. I love this. So this is a message of hope for someone. And let's get some oracle cards here for our viewer. What cards would we have for our viewer here, Spirit? As we end this reading. Okay. They're jumping out at me. Okay. So what we have is the High Lady of Love and Compassion. Very magical. Okay. She has wings. And it's talking about reverence, kindness, and consideration. That's the supportive energy. Yeah, this is the supportive energy of the Ace of Swords on the shadow side. It's not really being so concerned with your truth, but also allowing others to, acknowledging others' truth as well. That's part of the supportive energy, is being in this openly compassionate energy, right? Simultaneously while standing in your truth, allowing and acknowledging others as well. Reverence, kindness, and compassion, or consideration, excuse me. That could be the very thing that activates your magic for who this is for. That could be the very thing that activates the vortex on your behalf. That would get things flowing in your direction for you. The High Lady of Love and Compassion, your reverence, your kindness, and your consideration, right? And then we have the Whale Watcher, which talks about wisdom and the power of the divine. I almost feel like this is like the Wheel of Fortune energy. The Whale Watcher. And it's almost taking our eyes off of ourselves and placing it on the powers that be, right? We ourselves are limited, but the divine is not. There is no limits for the divine. There's a wellspring of life and of wealth that is untapped, right? No matter how much has been given, it still remains untapped. And so the well watcher talks about a wisdom and a power that is above and beyond us. It's the power and the wisdom of the divine. So what's happening here, I feel like is beyond us. It's beyond you. And that's the wisdom here, is knowing that. And in realizing that is understanding that nothing's too hard. Your situation is just, it's a little something, right? We see it as big, but compared to the divine, it's just a little something. Little something. The lady of the mirror, reflection and non-judgment. The process can sometimes make us a little weary. The process is where the preparation happens, right? And through the preparation, sometimes we can get a little weary, a little anxious, right? Especially for those of us, uses, who like to know when, where, who, why, how. That Queen of Swords energy, right? Sometimes it could get a little anxious because that's not a necessity. We don't always have to know all the details, right? So the lady in the mirror gives a reflection, right? It's almost like looking out, and everything that you see is actually a reflection of you. It's realizing that. So if you're looking out and you're seeing issues, it may in fact be something within you that needs to be fixed. It's not so much of what you're looking at, it's the reflection that you're seeing. Ooh, that's a word for me. I received that. And then non-judgment, understanding that it is a process and that it is purposeful. There's not really a need to judge, but just allow things to unfold as they need to and be open to go with that flow. If it calls for change, be open to change. If it calls for standing in place and standing your ground, stand in your place and stand in your ground, right? And so, and then it's also calling in the master number 44 as well. And I think 44 was a genius, I believe. Let me check on that. I'm looking it up right now. Hold on one second, okay? Thank you. Master number 44. I definitely want to say genius. Let's see. Master number 44.
According to Hindustan Times, number 44 represents achievements, hard work, and laying the foundation for your goals. Repeating numbers, such as master numbers like 11, 22, 33, and 44, have profound spiritual meanings.
So they may be, 44 may be, let me find out. Give me 1 second. Okay, I had to go get my book, y'all, my Chaldean numerology. So the master number 44 is the healer, the therapist, the one who ideally rights all wrongs within the human race or the spirit body of mankind. This person would have the ability to affect the mental and psychological states of massive amounts of people, either through words, through medicine, or through actions. It's really open to imagination, right, of that person. But the really fundamental part is that this person would be able to reach out on a fundamental base level to the emotional core of society and affect a positive change. It's like a healer who offers therapy to the masses. Yeah, so I don't know if that's you or someone you're connected to or will connect to, but that's what I'm seeing. That's definitely what I'm seeing. And 4-4 would also, because the number 4 is associated with foundations. And so, wow, that's what I'm getting for you. And so I hope that resonated for you. And I hope it helps, right? And speaks to your situation in a way that gives you a bit of clarity, also some hope and encouragement, even some direction. And so, thank you so much for stopping by and allowing me to speak into your life. Thank you for coming and sharing your energy with me. It's always a pleasure to be able to read for you. And so, with that being said, I want to invite you to a series that I've been doing here. It is a 7-episode chakra meditation / mantra series that I'm doing here on my channel. And so if you go over to my series, you'll see it lined up. I think we're on episode 5. I'll be releasing that tomorrow. And so if you are interested or ever wanted to learn about chakras, go check it out. There's a couple of meditation exercises. In addition to those meditations for each chakra, as we're going through, there's additional videos to support more information, to understand more about that chakra and how it affects the body and how it assists us as we relate to everything within the world, and others around us in our everyday lives. And even just general people. And so if you're interested, go check it out and let me know. Please like, share, comment, subscribe if you are new. Don't forget to hit that bell so you are notified whenever I drop a new video. Lots of more good stuff coming. And so I hope you guys are ready. With that being said, you have a wonderful rest of your evening. It's been Letty. All right, until next time, take care of yourself. Love you. Bye.